Hello to my beautiful collective. This is Molly with Soul School Spiritual Guidance and Healing. Welcome to this reading today. This is a general, timeless, and collective reading. So I'm setting the intention at this time that this reading will find whoever needs it at the time they need it most. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you're interested in a personal reading, you guys can find the link to my website down in the description box below. That is soulschoolspiritual.com. I do tarot, astrology, spiritual guidance, all sorts of good stuff over there. So definitely check it out if you're interested. I'm also going to have an extended reading at the end of this. The link to that is also in the description box. And if you guys are looking for a free and easy way to support this channel, hit the like button, drop a comment, subscribe if you haven't done that already. All right, so I'm just going to be very honest. These images are really talking to me on the back of this. I've never had this happen before. The back of the card is sending me a message, all right? Before I get to that, I do want to tell you that I'm feeling a lot of anxiety at the beginning of this reading, and I feel like that anxiety belongs to whoever is going to benefit from this message, all right? Let's look at the back of this deck. I've never, ever had like the back of the deck talking to me before I even got any cards out. Do you see these blindfolds? And then there's these owls, okay? There's a lot going on here. And then we have this weird statue figure without eyeballs and the snakes coming up around it. You guys, this is the personification of the anxiety, because it's coming up from deep within. It's coming up from within the subconscious, and you may not understand exactly what is going on, but there are these 4 arms holding swords, okay? And these arms are very, very armored. Do you see that? It's almost like they're wearing an entire coat of armor. And these are just, these are thoughts that we're not able to make sense of right now. There is a lot going on that you just do not have all the details about. Spirit is here. These owls are spirit, and they just want to let you know that don't worry, all of what's going on right now is a divinely guided process. These 2 coins in the middle are reminding me of a 2 of coins, a 2 of pentacles, which is kind of a going back and forth, like, is there anything I can do about this, or is there not something I can do about that, all right? So I feel like there's a lot of back and forth about whether this is a situation that needs to be let go or a situation that needs to be fixed. Some really good advice that I came across recently that I've shared during a couple other readings on my channel is that you've got to be careful about trying to fix things that you did not break, okay? Also, about trying to solve problems in the same mindset or the same energy that you were in that created the problem to begin with, okay? So there's just like a great big hug going out from me, from Spirit to you guys. Don't blame yourselves for what's happening right now. There's a lot of crazy energies in the air right now. And in fact, this is kind of calling to me right now. This is the self-care cards. And we just happen to have peace on the top of the deck, all right? And this is Spirit coming through, okay? Embrace, I just dropped that. Embrace your confusion. Let there be peace in not knowing all the answers. So let's see if we can't get to the bottom of what it is you guys are going through. There it is. There it is, the 2 of coins. This is, again, going back and forth, juggling. I need to put this down versus I need to fix this, okay? Spirit's letting me know that as hard as it is to put it down right now, they've got things under control, all right? There is a lot of like orchestration going on in the background right now. Spiritually, astrologically, there's just a lot going on, a lot in the air, a lot that it's a very unsettling energy that just no matter how hard we try, we're not going to get a really good view of it, all right? So I am going to go ahead and keep that. I think he wants to come out too. I had shuffled these a couple times. Yeah, that's a breakthrough. Let's take that. I had shuffled these a couple times. This is actually like the third time I hit record on this reading, just because I was having a hard time like cutting through this anxiety to be able to get to the message. Now check this out. There is a Mercury symbol on the head of this clown. Okay. Now this is kind of a scary looking dude. I'm going to be honest with you. It reminds me of It. All right. So this is about subconscious fears. All right. Why are people scared of clowns? I don't know. They're freaking scary. That's the reason why. All right. That is what is coming through here now. There's also these ships out at sea. And there's a very tumultuous, there's a lot of waves going on in the background of this photo, which makes me feel like this is your mental landscape at this time. These ships represent things that you were in the middle of when all of a sudden this unsettling energy, this anxiety, certain delays and interferences and who knows what else has kind of, it's like you were in the middle of getting somewhere and then all of a sudden this storm came along, right? But you see how many ships there are. Please understand, this is not just you. This is not anything that you need to take personally or to feel that you're the cause of, okay? That's very, very, very important information that's coming through. These hands shooting up usually feel like really grabby hands, but right now they feel like hands going up in a classroom, right? Like the way they're making me feel is, whenever I standing in front of a class and I would make an announcement and then like kids had 18 questions and they all wanted to ask all at once. All right. So this might even be people coming to you for answers or explanations for what the hell is going on right now. And you're like, I don't know. I'm just showing up in this clown suit, trying to keep things afloat. The clown suit to me makes me feel like you're in the middle of a juggling act and you feel really, really ineffective. Like you're like, I know this is not working, but I would feel dumb if I stopped. And Spirit's like, no, that's okay. You can put things down right now. You can put things down right now for sure. All right? Get into a place where whatever is going on in the back of your mind, you've got to distract yourself from it, okay? Watch a movie, even if it's a movie that you've seen before. Go on TikTok and scroll through some videos. Maybe watch something, on YouTube. Just something that's really going to pull your mind away from anything heavy or serious at this time. Pull your mind away from any sort of problem-solving mission that you feel like you're on at this time, because there's so much that's in motion and in flux right now that it's almost like you're spinning your wheels here. Okay, you're spinning your wheels because there's no amount of your own mental energy that can solve this problem at this time. All right, I'm gonna need a drink of water. This Hierophant is here to say that, like I said before, Spirit is on it. All right. The status quo is being peeled back. That's what this message is for me right now, okay? Because the Hierophant can very much represent the status quo. And the way that they've shown me this anatomical model is as if they're peeling it away one layer at a time, all right? So there are certain things, perhaps in society, perhaps in your workplace, perhaps in your relationships, any sort of institution. It could be friendships as well, all right, that are being peeled back to what's the word that I want? Reveal the underlayers. Do you see that? Because you think the problem's the skin. It's not the skin. Let's peel off the skin. Oh, is the problem the muscles? No, it's actually not the muscles. Let's peel those off. Is it the bones? Nope, not the bones. We got to get those out of the way. Oh, it's the lungs. Like, that's just kind of what's going on in this picture to me. All right? So any problems that you're going through, things are being peeled away so that the inner truth of them can be revealed, all right? And for some of you guys, we're talking once again about the subconscious mind. There's this anxiety going on, and it's like, I don't know where this is coming from. For a lot of you, there is this impulse to fix something, to act, to somehow take responsibility for the problems that are being presented to you. And Spirit's saying, no, there's actually a natural process of revealing, of unveiling that is going on right now when it comes to a lot of things in the collective energy. You see how these two guys, wow, okay. These two guys are like looking for answers. Oh, is it under here? Oh, is it through these little tubes? And you see these dudes just kind of wandering around trying to feel things out. Blind, completely blind. Just like the image on the back of the card, all right? And this Spirit is saying to you, hey guys, just let us take this for now, all right? Just give it some time, step away from that, invest your mind in something less heavy right now, and that is going to just put you in a better state to be at peace. Okay? I feel like that's really, 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 really important right now. This is still a very generic reading. I don't even know what we're talking about, but that's okay. Spirit's letting me know that it's okay, all right? Because here's what's happening. You see all these planets up here? I feel like they're moving. This card is kind of animating to show me that there's certain planets moving, and I don't even have, ever since I moved, you guys, I don't have a good place to hang up my astrological calendar right by my desk, so I haven't been keeping up to it to the extent that I should. But I do know that Mercury's retrograde, Pluto is retrograde, Saturn's retrograde, and we're in the middle of this eclipse portal, which will come to an end with the new moon in Gemini on June 10th, I believe. And Gemini is all about mental energy. Okay? This Page of Wands here is a eureka moment. All right? It's like this moment of truth, this moment of clarity is not possible right now because the weather's really bad. Just think about it that way. The astrological weather is really, really crazy right now. But once all the planets, so to speak, get moved into position, it's this moment of, oh, there's a new way that I can look at things that just wasn't available before. All right? The best way for you guys to get here right now is let there be peace in not knowing everything, okay? Let there be peace. Be at peace with the lack of clarity that the universe is providing to you at this time, all right? There's also, I never really noticed this, there's this water jug that's kind of been dropped. And you know, all this water, okay? Water is about emotion. And now I'm hearing tempest and a teacup. Okay, which is a phrase that to me kind of just means making a really, really, really big deal out of a small thing. But you can't help it. That's what it feels like it feels like it's a really big deal when you're sitting in the middle of it. But if you can step outside of this situation and just kind of focus on something else, you're going to be able to come back to it with a lot less emotion, just a lot less baggage, okay? I do feel like this is a really good time for some subconscious alchemy. And what I mean by that is if there's something that's triggering you, don't try to look at how you can fix the external manifestation of this issue. Go ahead and just talk to yourself about it. Talk yourself through it with love and compassion. And say, hey, you, hey, me, are we doing okay? Is there something we want to talk about? Is there a reason? Can we go back and think about the first time we ever saw a clown and understand why they're scary to us now? What was going on with us at that time? What were the coping mechanisms available to us? What was the narrative that was handed to us about clowns? And of course, clown is just the symbol now for whatever thing in your subconscious is being triggered at this time. Okay, there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of like feelings of abandonment, feelings of I have so much that I have to juggle and there's nobody here to help me. Everybody's just asking me for something. And Spirit's saying it's okay to say no to, that's kind of wrong, but the way that it's coming through is that it's like these are people who are drowning also right now, and if they reach up for your hand, you're not going to be able to stay afloat. If you try to help these people from their own mental anguish, you're not going to be able to save yourself. Okay? So give yourself permission to prioritize your own peace at this time. Dear Lord Spirit, what on earth? Let's go ahead and the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms wants to talk. I hope you guys are doing okay. I can definitely relate to this energy a little bit as well. So let's get to the bottom of what can we do about it other than just kind of being at peace. Yeah, patience, fairness, and balance. That's what's really important, is keeping yourself balanced at this time. All right, this is really beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and take, and then this Lady of the Lightning is that energy. Okay, I got you. This is the way it's coming out. This is you. You're going through, just the world around you is changing rapidly. It's transforming. Like I said, there's a lot in the collective consciousness where it's like layers and layers and layers are being peeled back to reveal what's really going on underneath it all. And you've got to have patience, okay? There's a couple swans here, and I'm getting ugly duckling vibes, all right? So it's like right now, whatever situation is on your mind, it is in its ugly duckling phase. It's not cute. It's not cute. You can't make it look cute. It's just not, okay? But that's only from a particular perspective that the ugly duckling was actually ugly. It's only when you're trying to compare that duckling to all the other ducklings around it, okay? Because here's the thing, in the story, it turns out that's not even a duck. It's a swan. It's a baby swan. And you gotta let it become the swan, all right? It's gonna take some time. Whatever seems ugly and stressful and unwanted right now, part of it is because you're trying to compare yourself to other people who look on the surface like they're holding it together. I promise you they're not underneath. They've got all this turmoil going on underneath as well. So if you're looking at somebody and being like, well, why are they having such an easy time of this? Just don't, okay? Don't, because we have no idea what other people are going through underneath the surface, all right? And besides, that's gonna lead you to some sort of comparison that's gonna make you feel even worse about how you think you were doing at this time, all right? The Swan Queen, this is also number 13. So death, Pluto, transformation, things are really getting peeled back now, okay? It's gonna take some time, all right? So don't feel bad about withdrawing at this time. Putting your own peace as your main priority in life at this point in time, and don't apologize to anybody for it either. It's just sometimes what needs to be done, all right? So what Spirit is up to at this time, what's going on behind the scenes, karmically almost, because we have the Keeper of the Scales, okay? I'm just hearing this phrase, which I don't even know if I've heard before. Time is the greatest judge of all. Time is the fairest judge of all. And it was for the ugly duckling, right? Because all you had to do was give that duckling some time to grow up and then just be like, oh my God, that was not even a duckling to begin with. We misclassified that situation as something that was wrong. We were judging it. We were projecting onto it a lot of really nasty illusions. But once you give something time, the illusions fall away and the truth is revealed, because that's another thing that this Keeper of the Scales is all about, revealing the truth in time. All right? The best thing that you can do is maintain your own balance. And if you've got to put something down, in order to do that, Spirit's like, bet, do that. Put something down. And especially if it's problem solving. If you're literally hitting your head against a wall trying to solve a problem and you cannot come up with a solution, go for a walk, okay? I don't know who came up with this theory. There's some 17th century scientist who was trying to come up with the formula for water displacement. You know what I mean? Like when you put something in water and the water rises and there's some sort of it has to do with volume, and there's some sort of formula that describes that process, all right? I need to look this up because sometimes this message comes up and I just can't come up with the name of the guy. So this scientist is racking his brain trying to come up with this formula, and his wife is like, oh babe, you're just stressed. Why don't you take a nice hot bath? And as soon as he sits in that bath, the water rises, and that's his eureka moment, okay? But he could not come to the conclusion in the same headspace that created the problem, all right? So maintain your own balance, be at peace. Understand that behind the scenes, things are being woven. All right? Be at peace knowing that you did not start the fire, and it's not your job to put it out. Sometimes you got to let things burn. Is that a little dragon? Oh, it's a dragonfly, but also a dragon. Okay? So I feel like the divine is definitely, synchronicity, divine intelligent, cause and effect. When you look at this from the surface, it might feel like you caused it. It might feel like you can affect it. But Spirit's like, nah, this is ours. This is ours. We're working on this. We have woven a grand web. Don't get caught up in the stickiness of it, all right? Don't get caught up in the stickiness of it right now. Because when things are in place, that's when you get this. Remember I said this is the eureka moment? That's the same energy that's coming out with the Lady of Lightning. And look how empowered she is. Now she has power to take action. Now she can affect change. But it requires a paradigm shift, a total paradigm shift. Being able to see things, it's almost like if you're a doctor and this dude comes to you. Okay, that's interesting. Thanks, Spirit. They're guiding me. They're giving me a narrative. And his skin is yellow, right? And you're just looking for all the reasons why his skin might be yellow, not even realizing that this dude has jaundice. Is that the kidneys? I don't know what. I'm not a medical professional. I didn't even major in biology, okay? Or any of the sciences. But do you know what I mean? It's almost like just being so convinced that, oh, well, if his skin is yellow, it's got to be a skin condition. Not realizing that there's something going on with the internal organs here. So there's just a metaphor for whatever's stressing us all out right now, okay? I want to go ahead and get one more card, and then we're going to go, if this has resonated with you and you feel drawn to it, I am going to go ahead and do like I said before, an extended reading, and the link to that is going to be available down in the description box below. Okay, so a little bit more encouragement for you at this time coming from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle cards. Thank you so much, Spirit. Patience and strength. How many times can the word patience pop up in one reading? It's twice so far. And dragonflies, more dragonflies. Dragonflies represent a liminal state, okay? You're not at point A and you're not at point B. You're somewhere in between the two. And this is an inner child that's being triggered by that. Okay, so tend to your inner child. Tend to the most tender parts of yourself right now. All right, it's gonna be okay. But definitely have patience. I always say that this is, like when you're playing hide and seek, this is not the most fun part of the game. Okay? The fun part of the game is either when you're hiding or when you're chasing people and trying to tag them. It's not the time when you have to count to 100. But Spirit is saying, now is the time that you have to count to 100. Okay? Now is not the time for chasing. It's not the time for hiding. It's just the time to be at peace. All right? How many of you came up with games to try to get yourself to 100? I did. And that is sort of the advice that's being given to you guys now. Come up with games to occupy your mind, and that's going to help you through. All right? I also love how, like, I don't know, this thing that she's wearing is a lot like the thing that he is wearing. All right? This, pardon me, this entire process is going to strengthen you. It may not feel like it right now, but this entire process is going to leave you with something valuable. But right now you're in the in-between states, and you just kind of have to trust it, baby doll, because Spirit has their hands all up in this, all right? If you guys want to hop on over to Vimeo and see me there, I will see you there. Otherwise, I hope to catch you back on my channel again. And like I said before, I'm wishing you all the very best. Love you all. Take care.